Circle, so you know what that means. We are here with another Money Moves. It is January 10th, Tuesday. I cannot believe, Wendy, that we're already 10 days, 1/3 of January 2023 is gone. It's in the rearview mirror. So
The
if you
days just keep coming.
I know, right? So if you've got some goals, you need to definitely get on it because
Yes.
clock's ticking. Clock's ticking. So that's to our viewers out there. So got some exciting stuff today that we're going to be talking about. A lot of people, especially with the economy going on, they're looking for, hey, maybe I should open a business or something like that, branch out on my own. And I literally had this conversation yesterday. I've noticed more and more automation in certain career paths, right? Especially in retail.
Mhm.
McDonald's just opened up its first humanless store where
Wow.
it's all automated. You see the kiosk whether you go to the grocery store or Walmart. It seems like more and more self-serve banks on checkouts are happening and things like that. And there's just more and more automation happening. And so today we're going to talk about possibly looking at starting your own company. But what does that really mean? So we're going to dig into what's called the cash flow quadrant and ask yourself, are you a business owner or are you self-employed? Because there's a huge difference. And we're going to get started on that in just a few seconds. So text your friends, say, hey, jump on the Black Swan Money. If you've been thinking about opening a business, they're going to talk about that now, and we'll get started here shortly. Maybe. And we're back, and we're talking about money moves and why you should be making them. If you're sitting on the sidelines hoping your JOB is going to get you to where you want to be in a wealth standpoint, man, you have a rude awakening coming. That's all I'm going to say. And you've got to make some money moves, whether it's actually bringing in additional income or bringing in, different strategies for your wealth. And I'm going to tell you right now, 401k ain't going to do it. So wake up, get a checkup from the neck up, and start making some money moves. Watch some of our videos. We'd love you to click that little subscribe button down below. And let's get this party started. It's all about building wealth, right? Not just for you, but generational wealth, so you can impact those around you and your children and grandchildren and beyond. So, Wendy, let's talk about it. I mean, you're a guru when it comes to building wealth, and also specifically about building businesses. I know you've built multiple businesses and things like that, but a lot of people get confused on self-employed and being a business owner. It's the same thing. I own my own business. I own my own carpet cleaning company or lawn care company or something like that. Hey, I'm a business owner, right? But in actuality, that's not really true, is it?
No. And we have a lot of self-employed people in the world now, right? The gig economy and Uber and people that go on Fiverr and share their expertise there, maybe graphic design or video editing. And so a lot of people that are self-employed think they're a business owner. And it wasn't, honestly, until I heard you talking about the cash flow quadrant
Yep.
that I really started paying attention to the difference. And the fact is, self-employed, you're still trading time for money, same as you are as an employee. Now, granted, you can set your own pricing and you can work harder and you can work more, but you're still trading time for money. Whereas our goal is to be a business owner where we're leveraging and making money without trading the time.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. I mean, most people, and even people, and let's just be transparent. Most people that are business owners today started off self-employed, but keep in mind that's not the end game, right? The end game is not to start a business or whatever it is and work that business. You don't want to work in the business. You want to work on the business. That's a huge difference. You don't want to work in the business. You want to work on the business. So what do I mean by that? Well, you look at lawn care, for example. I mean, I used to do that when I was a kid, right? And I've got some friends. I've got a great friend up in Cleveland area who does lawn care, and then he also does snow removal and stuff during the winter months. And so he's got, several crews and things like that. But he started off, he was the one huffing, putting it on the trailer and getting out there in the warm weather and the cold weather and all the weather in between. But that's exactly what you're doing. You've got so many hours that you can trade, right? I've got another good friend of mine I went to high school with. She's a solopreneur, an entrepreneur that has a lawn care business up in Indianapolis. And hopefully she's listening to this, but we shared a conversation or commiserated a little bit about, what's going on. I do some, business consulting and stuff on the type coaching as well. And we were talking about her challenges because right now her business has devolved into more of self-employed from being a business owner because of the fact of the hiring situation that's going on. She can't find the staff to bring into that business to help her, meet the needs. So she's having to sub out a lot of the jobs, which means that's cutting into her margins and things like that. So, that whole idea of self-employed versus business owner, like Wendy said, you want to leverage, right? Well, what are you leveraging? Well, the concept behind it is moving from active income, right? Active income. I come to your house, Wendy, I paint your house. You pay me money because I painted your house, right? I just traded my time. So I can maybe do, 1 or 2 houses a week, depending on the size of the job, things like that. That's it. I can't do 10. Why? Because there's not enough hours in a day. People don't want me painting while they're asleep in their house, right? So the flip side of that is, okay, well, I want a system and I want to leverage other people and their time. And so that's where it becomes of being a business owner, right? I don't care, if I'm on the job or not, as long as I've got, good people that I trust, you taking care of your employees, things like that, because they'll take care of you. But you want to be able to leverage that system. That's what I do. We do in our financial system, right? We've got a system in play. A lot of it's automated. So literally anybody can come in and start working with us within 30 days, start having a revenue in their own business. And you start off self-employed, right? Meaning you're doing a lot of the activity, but eventually you want to build your agency, or in the lawn care, you want to build teams to go out and do multiple yards or commercial, whatever the case may be. So it's really shifting from that active income, trading time for money, to passive income, like real estate, right? Passive income, where I'm leveraging a system that we've got in place and the people that we've got on the team, and they're making money, you're making money, and everybody's happy, but you're not actually on the job. So that's kind of what I think. I don't know if you got.
Yeah, it's funny that you said lawn care, because we didn't talk about this beforehand, but literally that's what I was thinking. I read this book called The 5 Money Habits, and he talks about like there's a story of his son who started out mowing lawns in high school, right? And so they're self-employed, and he was trading his time for money. And then the next step was, hey, I can buy nicer equipment to get it done quicker, right? Because I've invested back in my business. So then he bought nicer equipment, got things done quicker, could do more yards, and then got the cash flow up to where he could have other people come in and split the work with him. So now he's making a little bit of the chunk of what other people are doing. And then eventually got to the point that now he just sells his name, right? Well, he had other people doing the work for him. So he was doing none of it and just collecting the money, and then eventually franchised, where now he's selling the name, and people buy the equipment through him, but they set up their own business and run it, and he's just taking a cut of the profits. So that's kind of that evolution, right? From that self-employed to that business owner, which can be applied in so many different areas. But yeah, and with me specifically, like in network marketing, a lot of trading time for money till you build a team. And now I don't have to work at all, and I still have an income, right? And then what we're building with the Turning Point Group, right? At first, it's going out and doing it. Now I'm starting to figure out where I can leverage and use assistants, or use, other people's expertise and build a team. So I get to do less and less, or just more of the things I like to do, and put off but outsource the things I don't like to do. So,
well, and that's the thing, right? You got to ask yourself, what's the highest and best use of my time?
Right.
Okay. Is it working in my business, cutting the grass, cleaning the carpets, or whatever? Or is it working on my business, creating those systems and teams for other people to come in and make money easily with you? And that's one of the things too. And I want to be crystal clear to everybody. I am a proud capitalist, right? I love our capitalistic system. I think it works. It gives everybody a level playing field. And if you're one of those, oh, no, it doesn't. Wrong. You're doing it wrong. Okay. And if you need some coaching on that, let us know. We can help you out on that as well too. As a matter of fact, I'm going to open up something, a book club that we've started actually last year. We're going to open it up to everybody who watches our show, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But I have had people in the past, oh, I would never make money off of somebody else, but yet they'll go and work in a job for
Yeah.
all of their life. And I'm okay. So you're working this job that you love, that is somebody is, because I guarantee your manager is making more than you. I
Mhm.
guarantee their boss is making more. That's a capitalistic way, right? So wouldn't it be better to be part of that rather than subject to that? And
Mm.
the answer is yes, right? Be part of the solution rather than subject to somebody else's solution. Because here's the
Mhm.
thing: you've got a lot of dreams. Most people do, right? At least if you don't, you should have dreams, right? And you want to turn those dreams into realities, and you do that through planning and action. Okay. So beyond that, you've got to look at, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? You're not going to be able to have your dreams while working for somebody else, period. End of story. Because they're paying you to build their dreams. They're buying your time to build their dreams. You are selling your life 2 weeks at a time to build
Mm.
somebody else's dream. Okay. And that's okay temporarily. Use somebody else while you're getting your stuff up and running on your business, your side hustle, or whatever case may be. And it doesn't have to be a full-time business, but get something going on.
Mhm.
And that's what you've got to think of. Okay, I'm going to start off as self-employed in whatever I do, but then I eventually want to go into being a business owner. I used to
Mhm.
do real estate investment. I'm getting back into it on multifamily. I want to do apartment buildings and things like that because I like that passive income. Okay.
Mhm.
The reason I got out of it, I was doing single family, which is a lot of time and effort on one little property, and you got to go to the next. You got to go to the next. And the challenge with that is, okay, I get a little bit of cash flow because you carry a note on it typically, unless you're paying cash. But I like the deductions, so I carry a note on it. So you're making a little bit where I can go out and build a business, no overhead, no inventory, and I'm making way more every month than I would on a few $100 on rent or whatever the case may be. And that's in a traditional buying a single family home and turning around and renting it out to a traditional tenant. But again, there's a lot of different ways, but your goal needs to be, I want to have something of my own because I want to make my dreams a reality. That's kind of step one, that epiphany, if you will. Number two is acknowledge what it is I'm going to be doing. Find something that you love to do, right? I love helping people with their money. I mean, I really, really love it. It's just, it's not work to me. I enjoy it that much.
Mhm.
Okay. Maybe that's not your cup of tea or whatever. That's fine. I've got another friend of mine that owns a business and she's doing dog training and boarding. She's making over 400 grand a year doing dog training and boarding. It's not like work to her because she loves dogs,
Yeah.
right? So find out something, what you love to do, figure out a way to get paid for it. Okay. Understand that step one is going to be you doing the work, right? You rolling up sleeves, getting your hands dirty, whatever the case may be, but you want to have a plan in place to get from active income to having people coming in and you being kind of the person strategically working on the business, not the person doing the tactical day to day in the business. And that's that way you're getting paid while you're on vacation and everything else because you've got good, trusted people. And always, always, always take care of your people, give them the
Mhm.
tools they need to succeed, pay them well, and have fun. So,
Yeah.
Whitney, anything else to add with that?
I was going to say now, beginning of the year is a perfect time if you are
Yep.
self-employed to start really, if you haven't yet set that vision for how to become truly a business owner and create that passive income. What's your path to get there? Right? Start being really intentional with that vision and mapping that out, right? And saying, listen, here's where I am today, but here's where I want to go. And I unfortunately know so many self-employed people that they just, the bigger their company gets, the more busy they get. And they literally stop growing because they're not thinking, how can I leverage? How can I use leverage? Right? Leveraging technology, leveraging other people, right? And not everything has to be you hire somebody in, right? Outsourcing, using, again, going back to technology, what are ways, systems you can put in place, constantly be evolving. I remember back in the corporate world, when my corporate days, in my early 20s, and I remember just, I don't know if it was because I was young and like a little bit more up on technology than people older than me, but I remember going in and going, man, people are doing things like so old school. And
Mm-hmm.
it's taking a ton of time. I had one lady, I was doing her job while she was out of town that took 40 hours a week for her. And I kind of created some systems around it and made it like an hour a day work, which by the time she got back, she wasn't really happy with me, but the company was happy with me. But what are those? Constantly be thinking, how can I innovate? How can I streamline? How can I outsource? Right? How can I run this more
Yep.
efficiently and
Exactly.
increase your profits?
Exactly, exactly. So this is the stuff we're talking about. Obviously, we want to help everybody with their personal financial journey as well, but we work with small business owners and whatnot too. Solopreneurs, maybe that's you, or somebody who wants to be a solopreneur and own their own business and free themselves from the job, right? And having a job is not a bad thing as long as you keep it in the right perspective. And what I mean by that is leveraging that job to pay your bills while you're building your own dreams, because that's ultimately what you want to do, and it's going to get you the most happiness, the most tax deductions, and everything else. So how do you become better at that? Well, like Wendy said, you start surrounding yourself with people that are doing what you want to do, be a business owner or whatever the case may be. Start networking with them, get to meet them. And then you want to start reading some books, start learning, right? So we have a book club every Wednesday. It's at 12 o'clock Central. We do it via Zoom. And I want to invite you and all of our subscribers and anybody that you want to come to the book. Now, the key is you've got to read the book and know what's going on. And right now we're reading this book right here, How to Become a People Magnet, which talks about, verbal tips and things like that. Believe it or not, I was an introvert for a very long period of my time, of my life, excuse me. And most people don't believe that, right? But I was the wallflower. I was really shy about talking to people. And I started surrounding myself with people that were better than me, went to Toastmasters, things like that. And now I'm comfortable. Now inside, and I still get the butterflies in my stomach, but books like this help me. And we're going to read one book a month. And they're usually, it's not a super thick book, but we're going to read one book a month. And I'm going to invite you to join that. We'll actually put the link down below. And you're more than welcome. And we'll have an opt-in so you'll know what the homework is beforehand on what chapters to read and things like that. But again, that's every Wednesday at noon Central. So adjust accordingly. And we have people on there, that eat their lunch during that time or whatever the case may be. Just have your screen off if you're chewing food. But it's fun. It's interactive. We keep it light, and we're helping each other learn how to be better entrepreneurs and better business owners. So again, I invite you to that. And do me a favor, like I said earlier, click that little subscribe button down below. If you got something out of this video, give us a thumbs up, show some love, share it with some friends on your social media, and help us grow this channel, because I think it brings a lot of good content. And again, it's all for free. So,
and I just looked up the phone number. You can text book to the phone number right there, and you'll get all the info you need for book.
There you go. There you go. So we're based out of the 615 out of Nashville. So yeah, if you could definitely join us, that would be fantastic. And as always, don't settle. Make your money moves to make it happen for you and your family, and start building real wealth, your dreams, not somebody else's. So again, thanks, Wendy. It was great seeing you. To everybody watching this on replay, love to have you here. Put your comments below, and everybody make it a great week.